We found a student who's passed 3 classes in 4 years and is ranked near the top half of his class.
There is so much to unpack here.
I don't know what to do for him.
I noticed.
Don't he get a chance?
Sound like he had plenty.
After 4 years of high school, he's been moved back to 9th grade.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Why would he do 3 more years in school?
Might be time for a little job search or find a trade just to be on the safe side.
The school failed him.
Yeah, they played their part.
In 4 years, he has passed 3 classes.
3 classes, 4 years. That ain't even a class a year.
Fran said she didn't know that until February.
You didn't want to know that till February.
She thought her oldest son was doing well
Well, if you close your eyes and just make believe, you can be anywhere.
because he was being promoted.
Just pass them along like ain't nothing wrong. They do that all the time.
In his first 3 years, he failed 22 classes
That's a football jersey number.
and was late or absent 272 times.
When you miss school, you miss out.
He's a good kid.
I'm sure he is.
He didn't deserve that. Where is the mentors? Where is the help?
Mama, where's the you?
Grace and peace, everybody. This is going to be a very interesting one. We're going to look at this case from some time ago of a student in Baltimore County Schools who was a senior, allegedly. Mom thinking he's going to be graduating in May, when in all actuality, he's not only going to go back a grade, he's going to go back 3 grades. I've never seen anything like this. As a former classroom teacher, I've never seen anything like this in my life. What I have seen, however, is I can tell you what this mom was doing when that little boy was in 2nd grade. Now that I can tell you. So let's bring this in. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Tonight, an alarming discovery out of a Baltimore City high school where hundreds of students are failing.
As Project Baltimore's Chris Papps explains, we found a student who's passed 3 classes in 4 years and is ranked near the top half of his class.
Okay, first of all, right there, you failed 3 classes and you're ranked at the top half of your class. So let's just say there's 100 kids in the 12th grade, then that means you're in the 49th or above. The 51st or above in the top half. I'm sorry, that's some grade inflation. That is insane. I want to see, do they actually talk to the administration? Because there's no way that how do you have a graduation coach? How do you have vice principals? How do you have specialists in the building and this person is that far behind that you roll him back to the 9th grade? Not saying, hey, you got to take another semester or you got to come back to summer school, but no, you roll him back a whole 3 years. Let's go.
We're not letting none of this get the best of us. All right? Be strong, son. We got this.
He's stressed, and I am too. Like, I told him I probably would start crying. Like, my son is, I don't know what to do for him.
This coming June is when Tiffany.
And I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to convince me that this woman did not know that this young man was failing to this degree or struggling this hard, whatever like that. When you see that this young brother has missed or failed 22 classes, almost 270 days of school, he's tardy or absent, ma'am, you know he's not there. I'm sorry. There's just no way you can tell me you don't know that he's not there. That's crazy work.
France thought her son would receive his diploma.
And I'm just trying to fight. He like, Mom, what was all this for? What did I do this for? Like, don't he get a chance?
What did you do? That's the question. What did he do? When you say what was all this for, what is the all this? Please tell us, what is the all this when he's only passed 3 classes in 4 years? Like, tell me, what is the all this? Because I don't know what the all this is. Maybe I'm missing something.
Do he get a chance?
But after 4 years of high school,
I do think it is very inappropriate that they have this young brother playing video games. Like, that should be the very last thing that he's doing. He should be faking like he's reading a book. He could be faking like he's doing some math problems. But to be sitting there playing a video game, that's some diabolical. I hold the newscaster should not have, the producer should not have done that.
School. This mom just learned her 17-year-old has to start over. He's been moved back to 9th grade.
Why would he do 3 more years in school? He didn't fail. The school failed him.
The school did some dastardly deeds. There's no question or argument. But ma'am, you failed your son. You failed your son. And in a moment that she's going to talk about how she works 3 jobs, but ma'am, I guarantee you, they somehow or another, some information was sent to you about this child's progress. And again, I do think that the school is definitely complicit in the fact that they moved him on from 9th grade to 10th grade, from 10th grade to 11th. They're definitely complicit in that. But ma'am, you got to hold some responsibility. You got to grab this L. You're going to hold your portion of it as well.
The school failed at their job. They failed. That's the problem here. They failed. He didn't deserve.
You can't just keep saying they failed. And please understand, parents are the first teachers. So you can't use that as an argument. You can't use that as some kind of scapegoat. Oh, they failed. Ma'am, you realize your child don't even go to kindergarten until they're 5. What have they been doing for those 60 months that they were with you? I'm hoping that they learn their colors, their ABCs. They learn how to maybe use a crayon or a pencil even sometimes, tie their own shoes, recognize their name, all that kind of stuff. You are the first teacher. The school building and the administration and the educational professionals in that building, they are the second teachers. You are the first teacher.
That.
France's son attends Augusta Fells Savage Institute of Visual Arts in West Baltimore.
But does he attend it though?
His transcripts show in 4 years, he has passed.
Okay, because that's 5. I would love to. I don't want to see the brother's grades, but yeah, again, like this is the administration needs to be on this in this video as well.
Just 3 classes, earning.
My brother passed health, PE, fundamentals of art, and English. He had a D- in English. My goodness. Personal fitness, my brother. You couldn't even get personal fitness? Why is he taking SAT prep? Man, he was just phoning that
2.5 credits, which places him in 9th grade. But France says she didn't know that until February. She has 3 children and works 3 jobs. She thought her oldest son was doing well because even though he failed most of his classes, he was being promoted.
So she knew that he was failing, and she knew that they were promoting him. Again, like this is a RICO charge. The principal, the vice principal, the grade level chairs, the graduation coaches, all of them, along with you, mama, go on, get up in here. All of y'all gonna get caught up in RICO on this one. All of y'all are complicit. Every last one of y'all. And the boy.
His transcripts show he failed Spanish 1 and Algebra 1, but was promoted to Spanish 2 and Algebra 2.
I mean, they're setting him up for the wet up. There's no question there. I am not arguing that. There's some adults that need to be held accountable for this. What I am saying again, however, is this is a multifaceted problem. And mom, you need to hold on to this. Just like that boy need to hold on to this. You need to hold on to this.
He also failed English 2, but was passed on to English 3.
I'm just assuming that if you.
Dang, wait. Okay, yeah, okay. So he passed English 1. I saw that part. He failed English 2. Then they
3.
I'm just assuming that if you are passing, that you have the proper things, to go to the next grade, and the right.
How do you not know that though? He only passed 3. I'm sorry. They didn't communicate at all. They didn't have any kind of meetings with you at all about this. I'm sorry. I just can't believe it. All the hoops that they go through to make sure that a child is prepared. They call it career ready, future ready, day 1 ready, all that kind of stuff like that. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I cannot believe they did not communicate with you.
Grades, you have the right credits.
As we dig deeper into her son's records, we can see in his first 3 years at Augusta Fells, he failed 22 classes and was late or absent 272 times.
When at my daughter's school, and I admit we don't ride on our daughters. They know that they're responsible for this, and so my wife checks it probably once every 2 weeks or once every so often, but she doesn't check their grades like she used to. When they were younger, it was a daily thing. Every day she was on their pockets. Let me just make sure I got this right. This boy failed 22 classes and the school didn't communicate with you at all. 22 classes. That means there's a year that he didn't even pass any classes. If he only passed 3, why am I to believe that they didn't communicate with you at all? And let's see, maybe they will have the administration in here, because I really got to hear what the administration. And ma'am, he was absent 272 times. The school year itself, a calendar school year, is only 180 days. So he was absent or late basically an entire year to some degree, shape, or form. Because when he was in class, he wasn't learning nothing. So he might as well have been absent even when he came to school, came tardy. This is crazy work.
But in those 3 years, only one teacher requested a parent conference, which France says never happened. No one from the school told this mother her son was failing and not going to class.
Yeah.
So wait. So a teacher requested a parent-teacher conference, and you're saying it didn't happen. Is there evidence that you requested it? An email? I'm sure y'all probably sent an email through the portal, the education portal, the gradebook portal, something of that nature. How did you communicate that with her? But the fact that only one teacher did is kind of diabolical.
France's son, in his 4 years at Augusta Fells, earned a grade point average of 0.13. He only passed 3 classes, but his transcripts show his class rank is 62 out of 120. This means nearly half of his classmates, 58 of them, have a GPA of 0.13 or lower.
He's a good kid.
That's some I want to hear more about this administration. So let me look at that. That does look a little shady. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's some adult punched this in. And I don't know how big the school district is, but this would have probably even gotten down to central office. Central office looks at grades. They would have known. There are people, there are adults with letters after their names that knew about this. This is not, nobody was surprised by this. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, I really believe that mom knew as well.
He's a good kid. He didn't deserve that. Where is the mentor?
What does he deserve? You only deserve what you earn. What did he earn what did he earn that he was not given? And this is interesting what she's about to say. Let me back up a little smidgen. Listen to this.
He didn't deserve that. Where is the mentors? Where is the help for him? I hate that this is happening to my child.
In your opinion, did the school?
I think it's fair to say that he needs to go ahead and start looking, as Eddie said in the beginning. Go and look at a trade, my dude. Go ahead and become a plumber. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's an honorable chore. That's an honorable task. Become an HVAC person. I don't see any reason why laboring this point. I don't see what's going to do for him.
System fail this child?
Absolutely.
This city school administrator who works inside North Avenue asked not to be identified for fear of retaliation.
I think North Avenue is probably central office.
That school community failed this student.
This administrator told Fox 45 News city schools failed because it has protocols and interventions set up to help students who are falling behind or have low attendance. In France's son's case, they didn't happen.
I get angry. There's nothing but frustration. We see on the news the crime that occurs, the murders, the shootings. We know that there are high levels of poverty in Baltimore. Things like this are adding to that.
These children are why I do this work.
Dr. Sonia Santelises was school CEO 4 years ago when France's son was a freshman, but she will not interview with Fox 45 News. Instead, we received this 2-page statement, which explains what should happen when a student is chronically absent or failing. The district says students received a letter about their academic status status this past summer, and records can be accessed through the campus portal. When a student is absent, an automated call is placed to the number on file. The statement also said the school conducted recent home visits and
That happens at every school. That's why I wanted to see that. I really wanted to see that because this happens at every school.
automated call.
You get information goes out to you at the beginning of the school year. You can check. Now, again, you have to be diligent and be proactive to go to the campus portal and actually look at your child's grades, but they're there available. And then they call you. I knew it. I wanted to see if they did that. They call you for each class that the child is MIA in. My daughter went on a field trip, a week-long field trip recently. Every day I'm getting a phone call. And I think I got 2 calls telling me about each class. I think they at least figured it out, and they lumped 2 of them together. So this child was absent on Monday in this class and this class. Hang the phone up. Next call. This child was absent in this class and this class. Every day for a week. But I mean, I'm having a hard time believing that nobody told her. And again, there's a lot of blame to go around, from the student to my brother that's, absent 272 times or tardy. That's crazy. That's crazy. School administrators, absolutely. I understand that they're asking the school district CEO or superintendent, but what about the principal of the school? That's what I want to hear.
Call is placed to the number on file. The statement also said the school conducted recent home visits and the student's parent visited the school. But France says none of that happened. What this statement does not address is why France's son was promoted despite failing classes. It doesn't discuss his class rank or the 58 other students with a GPA of 0.13 or lower.
Crazy.
But it does say North Avenue is reviewing actions that impacted student outcomes at the school prior to this year.
It took a lot for me to just build the courage to do this.
If you were to talk to this mom, what would you say to her?
I didn't have a hand on this student, but I work for city schools, so he is one of my kids. I would hug her and I would apologize profusely.
And he feels embarrassed, he feels like a failure. And I'm like, you can't.
But he did. We can't juke and jive around the fact that, baby, the brother failed 22 classes in 4 years. Accept that. Now, that's a real thing. That's I'm sorry. It's not like he was trying and applying himself and he got, maybe sort of kind of, split it in half or, passed most of them, but he was, with a D or something like that. No, the brother failed these classes. The school district is wrong because they kept promoting them and moving them along. There's definitely a problem there. But no, he has to take ownership as well. Just like the mom needs to take ownership. How do you want me to believe that you didn't know anything about this? Anything? And please don't give me a bunch of excuses. Take ownership for this. This is horrible for this young man. And I really hope and pray that he just went ahead and phoned it in. Go and get your GED later on, but go ahead and get you a trade. A trade is probably going to be actually is the best bet for him.
Feel like that, and you have to be strong. And you gotta keep fighting. Life is about fighting things.
What was he fighting? What was he fighting? The English book, the Spanish book, the biology? What was he actually fighting? He wasn't fighting personal health, the PE class. I mean, you gotta try to fail PE. You gotta make a concerted effort. I am going to fail PE. Because all you gotta usually do is dress out and try and just move your body. I'm sorry, what was he fighting, Mom? See, that's what I'm saying. You can't do this. We cannot do this. This is crazy work.
It's happened, but you got to keep fighting, and he's willing. He's trying, but who would he turn to when the people that's supposed to help him is not?
But Mama, you see, that's that offshore. You can't outsource your parenting to the school. You have to be equally culpable. If you say, "Hey, the school let him down," I let him down. I let my son down. Say that. Say that. And he needs to say that too. The school did not do what they need to do, but I also 272 times I was absent or tardy. I didn't do my job either. Because he wasn't going to study halls. He wasn't going to office hours trying to get tutoring. She was talking about mentors and help. The brother wasn't even there to get the mentoring or help. Like, what was he supposed to do? The brother wasn't even there.
Who do he turn to?
France has pulled her son out of Augusta Fells. He is now enrolled in an accelerated school program at another high school in West Baltimore. She is told if he works hard, he could graduate by 2023.
I got a lot of problems with that. And again, I do think there's multi-layers to problems. But mom is now dialed in now. Why was she dialed in when he was a sophomore? You mean to tell me that boy didn't pass one class as a sophomore, and you didn't know about it? They didn't tell you at all. They didn't reach out and call. Now, see, what I think happened, the principal or the academic chair or the graduation coach, they had receipts, and they didn't want to, the story was so crazy. They didn't want to muddy the water up with the fact that the boy is not as innocent as pure driven snow. So that's why they didn't have him in it. They just got somebody from central office and the mama. Those are the only ones talking. And because I believe the principal, vice principal, grade level chairs, whatever, department chairs, somebody has some receipts. Like, no, we did call. We've been calling. Here's the number. And it's an active phone number. And that's why they didn't have him on there. That's what I think. But, it's really sad. And I do hope that brother did get help. But this is something, I've said this before. This is a reason why we need dads in the home. We need dads to be in the household so that moms do have the bandwidth and do have the time to actually work with and find out what's going on with the children in that regard. Or, or flip it however y'all work it out in your family. Okay, dads do it, moms do it, whatever. Y'all know I'll be over there at my kids' school all the time, right? So it some way or another, there needs to be two parents in the home so that this doesn't happen. So you have a dad that's riding his backside, making sure he's doing what he needs to do. You got a mom that's checking with the principal, checking with the teachers, getting his grade report, so on and so forth. That's probably part of why he's slid through the cracks. And again, I have no idea how they could justify promoting him. And he's got, what was it, a 1.0 or whatever that grade point average was, is an abomination. And the fact that he was 62 out of 120, that's nasty work. That is nasty work. But let me know what you think. Comment down below. Give me your perspective on the matter. I definitely want to hear what you say. What you're thinking about that. Give me am I just being too harsh? Am I being too kind? Let me know what you think. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you down in the comments. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for helping us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.